Hi, my name is Terry Keith, and I'm the base director here at YWAM Heredia in Costa Rica. My wife and I joined Youth of the Mission in 1985. In the last 35 years, we have worked primarily in Central America, but also the Lord has taken us to many parts of the world, including Africa, South America, Asia, and even Europe. One of the things that we have noticed over the years is that most of us in missions are focused on evangelism, church planting, and things like that. But many of the areas where we've gone have been rural areas, indigenous peoples that suffer from lack of food, clean water, health, hygiene, sanitation. And so we just began to feel like we needed to do more. We needed to do more than just take the gospel, but we also needed to take practical assistance. So 17 years ago, we really began to make an effort to do that, not only here on our base, but also everywhere that we take our outreach teams. You know, in order to make those changes, though, we had to change our culture. And part of changing our culture here at the base is that we needed to raise awareness about resource stewardship, about taking care of creation. We even changed our theme to be knowing God and caring for His creation. We need to begin right there, changing our own worldview about what our responsibilities with the environment are and with the resources God has given us. Many times when we talk about stewardship, we think only about time or money or talents, but we don't think about all of the resources around us. Many of us are on YWAM bases that are on beautiful properties, and we have all sorts of resources on these properties, and we're not using them. And so we wanted to start by making some changes here, and we started with things like recycling, started composting, we started making our own fertilizer for garden, raising chickens, and just doing things which you're going to see here in the rest of the video, different things that we're doing here. These things that you're going to see are not just models. These are working models. So we use them to teach, but we also use them as part of our base life here. So everybody's involved in working with the resource stewardship, with the animal care, with the garden, and that way anyone who comes here leaves with more of an awareness of our responsibility to care for God's creation. So I'm excited about this new effort that Youth of the Mission is making to raise awareness around the world. And we just like to give you kind of a brief little overview of what we do here, how we've incorporated it into our base life, and also some of the places where we've gone. Many of our staff and students have gone to other parts of the world and taught these principles and how they've impacted the people that they've been in contact with. So I'm just going to give them all a chance to share, and I just thank you for listening. I pray that God will help us become better stewards of what He's given us.
So here we have composting. It's something you can do anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to just be the developed world. You can use whatever you've got available. So here at the base, we've got everything. We got kitchen waste, manure, grass, everything you need. So it's pretty simple, really. You start with kind of dry matter, layer dry matter. You put we call it either wet stuff or green stuff. So you dump that in there. Throw this manure in here too. Kind of layer it up, and then you just cover with some green grass. And then as you go, you build that up. I think about 3 months or something like that, you should have ready to go compost. So at the end of those 3 months, you've got some good smelling, ready to go compost that you can use in the garden or wherever as fertilizer.
Hi, I'm Sutrita. My whole reason for wanting to do this school is because of an outreach I went on in 2016, in which I went to an indigenous village and saw the desperate need for food. Their planting season is very limited because of the rain, and their soil is such that it's not conducive to good production. And one of the concepts that we have here are called the zai holes. It is a unique way of restoring the ground there being so clay that this could possibly bring restoration to part of their soil and help with the planting process. And Cam here is going to tell you how it's layered.
So like Sutrita said, the composting is a really good way to replenish the soil. The way we do this is kind of with a layer. So we start with like a brown kind of whatever dry matter like corn stalks or grass or anything that's been dried down. On top of that we put whatever you got available, kind of organic material, kitchen waste or animal manure. So you just layer that in there and then cover it with, we call it green stuff. So this is a little dried out, but usually you have fresh grass or something like that, works good. And then you cover that with a thin layer of soil and just repeat that over and over in that zai hole. Bring it up, and once it's full, it should be good to go.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm here at YWAM Heredia in Costa Rica, and I'm a student in the SSD, our School of Sustainable Development. This is a project that we've done recently here on base, known as a SAT garden. I personally have seen these work in different areas of the world, including remote Kenya. In Kenya, we went and helped quite a few widowed mothers understand what it means to live a sustainable lifestyle, and this was a huge part of it. So you can find soil, rocks, and these types of bags pretty much anywhere in the world. And with a simple setup, as you make your way up with rocks in the center and soil on the outside, you have a garden that's off of the ground. It doesn't require extremely good soil. It doesn't require a big space for you to have a garden. This type of setup works in inner city, even where there's poverty in inner city. It's a great setup to have. So I've learned so much in our SSD. I look forward to learning a lot more and being able to utilize it as I go back to Kenya into full-time missions and help people learn what it means to sustain life and to do things the way that God intended for us to originally do them.
Hola, mi nombre es Jamie, soy estudiante de la Escuela de Desarrollo Sostenible. Hemos estado aprendiendo acerca sobre la deforestación y el peligro de la extinción que hay en algunos árboles tales como el árbol de almendro. También hemos estado plantando árboles como lo es el árbol de aguacate, el árbol de mango, árbol de moringa, madero y algunos cítricos como vemos acá. Recordarnos que estamos nutridos por su palabra y sostenidos por la creación.
Hi, I'm Anna, and this is our composting toilet, and I just wanted to share that hygiene and sanitation are so important all around the world. With normal toilets, you would use water, but here we use sawdust for the waste, to cover the waste. That way, it doesn't take extra water away from nature and it doesn't smell.
Hi, my name is Brian. I was just going to share with you about rocket stoves. So last year, 2019, we took the concept of rocket stoves, sharing with people in Zambia, where they have a lot of difficulty due to deforestation, drought, and different conditions where getting fuel to burn to cook for food is very difficult. So rather than an open flame and losing most of your heat, with a rocket stove, you can take a minimal amount of fuel and put it in, and then with some type of way of separating the fuel from air coming in. So as the fuel is being burnt, all the heat comes from the top and it sucks air in to help feed the fuel, the flame, concentrating all your heat and very efficient cooking, so they can use a lot less wood and things in their cooking. So this is a rocket stove.
Okay, so one of the other things that we teach and also we use here is we have an outdoor kitchen. You just saw a demonstration of a rocket stove, but we also have a clay oven that we've made ourselves. This really comes in handy when we want to cook. We've made breads, pizzas, meats, and today our electricity was off all day, so lasagna was on the menu. So since we couldn't use our electric ovens, we heated up the clay oven and we made our lasagna in here, so it was great.
I'm Dave. I'm one of the students on the SSD this term, and one of the things we have on our base is a solar dryer where we dry our washing. It's really good. It's this clear plastic tent with open ends, and it works really well. We can hang our wet washing in there, and in a short time it dries quite fine, and it works really well, especially when you consider that the environment that we are living in is quite humid, and it's always damp in that here, but it really works really well.
Hi, I just wanted to share a short testimony about last year. We went to an area of Costa Rica called Talamanca, and there's a village there called Bamboo. We wanted to work with the people, and so we wanted to make something for them. We brought our solar oven. This is a solar oven. So we made some banana bread in this, the mixture. You can also use this can for a fresh egg, and it will cook without any water or anything. So this is all without electricity. We put our banana bread in here, and we worked on painting and other projects with the people. And after lunch, as we turned the solar oven towards the sun, after lunch the banana bread was done, and it was great.
Hi, my name's Kayla. I'm a student here at the SSD in Heredia. These are the bins that we recycle on the base. We have everything from just regular trash, plastics, aluminum, Tetra Paks, and cardboard. So things that you might normally throw away, cans, Coke bottles, milk jugs, things that you get your packaging in. We all want to recycle that so that we're being good stewards.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. In 1997, we began a new school here. At that time, it was called the School of Environment and Resource Stewardship. It was founded by two men in YWAM, Don Richards from South Africa and Dr. John Kuna. I took this school in 2003, and we always had a desire to start the school here. So they helped me pioneer the school here in 2007. The school we are currently running is our 12th school, which we now call the School of Sustainable Development. And so we have students from 5 different parts of the world all coming here. We run the school once a year, and it's a 12-week school. Every week is a different topic. Everything from creation care, biblical foundation for creation care, interdependence of ecosystems, agriculture, water technology, appropriate technology, aquaponics, and worldview, and many, many other topics. So you saw some of our students in this video, and they will be leaving at the end of their school to Africa to do their field assignment. And so we also run some seminars during that school, so if you're not able to come for like the full school, we do run 6 weeks of seminars in the middle of that, which will cover topics that you may be interested in coming to see or coming to partake in. So thank you, and may God bless you, and I hope we all working together can make better use of the resources God has given us and honor Him by taking care of His creation. Thank you.